What's happening, people? I hope you're all well. So in this video, I'm going to talk about what to do when you come across flaky women. And this is going to happen to most guys. So if you're dating, it's almost inevitable that at some point you are going to come across a flaky woman. And let me just make clear, there are also guys who do flake on women, but on this video, I'm going to talk about women who flake on guys. I'm going to talk about what to do. This is the Jordan Henderson Advice for Men channel. I've got a channel where I talk about women's issues, but this video is from a male perspective. So, what to do with flaky women? Now, we've all come across it. If you date, it's going to happen. And it's really frustrating because you're talking to a woman and it's all going well and you think that there could be potential in this. You invest your time and energy into it. And then she either just doesn't show up to a date, or sometimes she's really into you, sometimes she's not, sometimes she really wants to meet up with you, sometimes she's just too busy, sometimes you arrange to meet, she don't show up. She gives you mixed signals and so on. What to do with women who act flaky with you is simply nothing. The power of nothing is really effective here, because at the end of the day, if she doesn't want to be straightforward with you and she's moving sideways, then you're always going to be playing catch up. And if you're a man, you should always be busy. You should always have goals. You should always have dreams that you're trying to set for yourself. And ultimately, the cat wants attention. Let's see. So, yeah, I'll chill with you after the video. Don't worry, right? I'll chill with you after the video. It's cool. So, yeah, at the end of the day, like, if you're a man, you should have dreams, goals, aspirations that you're always trying to chase down. And you don't really have time to be sort of losing your composure over a flaky woman. So, in my opinion, if a woman's acting flaky with you, the number one thing to do is nothing. So, let's go into a few examples. So, let's say you're talking to a woman, it's all going well. You arrange to meet a date, you arrange to meet her, you arrange a date with her, and then the night before, she's like, oh, I can't do it. Cool, don't send chunkers to her, don't send your life story to her in a paragraph venting your frustration. Just be like, cool, no worries, cool, no problem. And then if she's really into you, she'll suggest another time to meet up. If she's not into you, then she probably won't. If she does it again, then, for me, I would say one chance, cool, because something can always happen. Second chance, cool, something can always happen. But on the third occasion, I would probably just leave it and move on. If a woman flakes you in the sense that you arrange a date, she shows no indication that she can't do it, and then on the day of the date, she just doesn't show up, that's the one where I would say, now if a woman does that, unless she has a really, really good excuse, a really, really good reason, like there was a family emergency, a family member had to be rushed off to hospital, these types of things, unless there's like a real emergency and she apologizes at like the soonest possible opportunity, I would simply move on. I would simply move on with that one. With regards to flaking, like you're talking, 1 minute you're talking loads and then the next minute you're hardly talking at all and she's not getting back to you, I wouldn't really care too much for that, because you're a busy man, you got dreams, goals, aspirations. Truth be told, there are women that I talk to who they might flake for you know, that there are women who I've spoken to who they might flake. You know, we might be talking for a really long time. We're sending lots of messages to each other, and then all of a sudden she stops. I kid you not. When I'm really, really, really busy, I barely even notice. Like, I don't mean that in an arrogant or rude way, but I'm so busy that I'll literally, like, a few days later go on to the whatever app it is, and then I'll be like, oh, it's been a while since we were talking, so okay, cool. She hasn't replied to me for a few days. I kid you not, that's what happens. So when you're a man, and the point, I'm not trying to be arrogant with it, I'm not saying I'm anything special, I'm just saying when you're a man with goals, dreams, aspirations, and you're busy, and someone drops off the radar, sometimes you don't even notice until you check your phone. So with women who, you know, they want to talk for a really long time, you know, send paragraphs, tell you that they're really into you, and, you know, you've heard it all before, and then all of a sudden nothing, and it's like, you should be so busy that it shouldn't even really bother you that much. And unless you're in a serious relationship with a woman, you shouldn't like a woman that much so that it should affect you that much. I know it's easier said than done. I know that our feelings sometimes betray us, and I know that we can't help how we feel, but, you know, as much as possible, try and control it as much as possible. You know, you have to try and sort of rein in your feelings, you know. You have to try and rein in your feelings. I can't ignore the cat. So, you know, you have to try and rein in your feelings with that one. But at the end of the day, if a woman is acting like she's into you 1 minute, you know, she's acting like she can't live without you, talking to you every day, telling you she like you, telling you she into you, and then boom, nothing. Cool. Like, you know, nothing against you, you know, whatever. If you know, the only danger is if a woman's flaky in a relationship, then I would end that relationship, because if you've been through the courting phase, you know, women will test men, some men will test women, and once you've passed all that and you're in a relationship, if she's acting flaky with you, that's not a good sign. So I'll probably end that relationship. But at the end of the day, when women flake, or when you're dealing with flaky women, I would always have a carefree attitude towards the situation, because otherwise you're setting yourself up for misery. So let's just run through it again. If a woman's flaky on the dates, you know, you arrange a date with her. And she, like, tells you the night before, can't make it, cool, no problem. Next time, cool, no problem. Third time, I would move on. If you arrange a date with a woman, she shows that she doesn't, and then she shows no indication, she doesn't tell you she can't show up, she doesn't cancel it, and she just lets you show up. This happened to me when I was younger. It doesn't really happen now, because I just use my gut, and also I make less mistakes with women. So, you know, if you arrange to meet a date with a woman and she just doesn't show up, unless there's a really, really, really good reason, like, as I say, family emergency, something like that, you know, someone got rushed to hospital, unless there's a really good reason, I would just move on. If you're talking to a woman and she's sending you chunkers, long messages, professing her love to you and telling you, you know, she's gonna, I don't know, travel across the world to see you, and you know the grandiose gestures, and then all of a sudden you don't hear from her for a while, I wouldn't read too much into it, you know, because you're a busy man with dream goals, aspirations. It shouldn't matter that much. You shouldn't be butthurt. You should just be able to carry on with your life. And in general, with flaky women, I would just, if you're in a relationship with a flaky woman, I would end that relationship. But ultimately, overall, I would have the approach of the power of nothing as much as possible. You know, sometimes women will try and get a reaction out of you. It's just something they do to test you, because at the end of the day, they don't want to be with an emotionally unstable dude. You know, women, they are the emotional sex. I'm not saying men don't have emotions, but, you know, women tend to feel the world, and emotion tends to be their compass. So, you know, women want, often, not always, but often, are attracted to the opposite, someone who's a bit more grounded, someone who's a bit more down to, you know, I wouldn't say down to earth, but someone who's more centered. You know, if women act on their emotions a lot. Often they are attracted to men who are in their center. So they're going to test you to see if they can move you off your center. And if you pass the test, then you have the option as to whether you want to pursue the relationship with that woman. If you fail the test, then she's going to try and orbit around another guy who has a stronger center than you. Anyway, let me know what you think about what I said in this video. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, hit the notification bell to get a notification when I make a new video. If you appreciate my work and want to leave a donation, there's a link for that in the description. With that, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you on the next video.